Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. An agreement is signed to generate electricity through wind energy in Harwir in the Governorate of Dhofar. The 11th Gulf Water Conference recommends to ensure drinking water supply in emergency cases and to invest in desalination technologies and water treatments researches at member countries. And Oman Rail Company meets with officials in the Governorate of Dhahira aiming to introduce railway project in the Sultanate. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. In a project first of its kind on the GCC level and the region, an agreement was signed today in Muscat to establish the first plant to generate electricity through wind energy in the area Harwir in the Governorate of Dhofar. Its production capacity is 50 megawatt to cover almost 16,000 houses in the Governorate with clean energy. It was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin Asad Al Saeed with the attendance of His Excellency Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, Minister of State in the United Arab Emirates and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Renewable Energy Sources Company, which implements the $125 million project. His Excellency Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Mahrouqi, Chairman of Public Authority for Electricity and Water, stated that it helps prepare the Sultanate to build self-dependent capabilities for renewable energy projects in general. It will contribute in reducing the emission of dioxide to almost 110,000 tons annually. The energy depends on a wind speed of between 7 to 8 meters per second. The Sultanate is considered one of the most promising markets for clean energy since it has abundant sources of wind and solar energies, which can be employed to fulfill the needs of the future through sustainable, low-cost, renewable energy. The UAE official said that the Sultanate is rich of natural resources, either fossil energy or non-conventional energy, known as renewable energy. Participants at the 11th Gulf Water Conference forwarded a cable of thanks and gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos for the royal care, the Sultanate hosting the conference, and hospitality the participants accorded. They expressed their appreciation for the Sultanate's role in water resources development and management and its continuous keenness to exchange expertise and experiences in this regard in order to achieve desired efficiency for sustainable water resources and the best benefits from them. Increasing investment at Gulf Cooperation Council countries to own water desalination technologies and to manufacture desalination spare parts topped recommendations of the 11th Gulf Water Conference, which ended its works in Muscat. It stressed the importance of establishing a Gulf Center specialized in desalination and water treatment researches and work towards providing drinking water in emergency cases for the Council countries through water grid. Experts stressed the importance of implementing the recommendations to ensure enough water supply for new generations. Localizing desalination technologies in the Gulf countries is so essential as a matter of existence and practicing efficient water resources management. The conference also recommended to use treated sewage water in industrial and agricultural sectors, to use modern technologies to limit seawater seeping into the underground water at coastal areas. It is worth mentioning the statistics shows 40% of water goes to waste in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. Marking Traffic Safety Day, which falls on the 18th of October every year, Musana'a Air Base of Royal Air Force of Oman organized a number of awareness lectures. The lectures tackled dangers and harms of using mobile phones while driving, which leads to numerous accidents. They also explained effects, ramifications, and statistics in this regard. The role played by civil defense in accident in particular was also highlighted, besides statistics that explain the size of loss of lives and properties, as well as keenness of the Islamic religion to preserve human life. Exchanging thoughts and points of view were the center of discussion of Her Excellency Dr. Rabia bin Saud Al Busaidiyya, Minister of Higher Education, with Her Excellency Anne Makinda, Speaker of the National Assembly of Tanzania, and her delegation. His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Saud Al Bimani, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University, discussed with Her Excellency Anne Makinda developments of cooperation at higher education fields and developing scientific research between the Sultanate and Tanzania. During the meeting, they also reviewed a number of cooperation fields and exchanged knowledge between Sultan Qaboos University and its counterparts in Tanzania. Still to come in our news bulletin. Small Artworks contest kicks off, showcasing around 347 various artworks. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. With the aim to introduce railway project in the Sultanate, Oman Rail Company met with the officials in the wilayas of the Governorate of Dhahira with the attendance of His Excellency Sheikh Saif bin Malik Al Malik Al Shahi, Governor of Dhahira. The project will contribute in land transport, trade exchange, and movements in all governorates of the Sultanate. The meeting highlighted the economic significance and development goals of the project, which is considered of vital support for national economy. The railway project is part of the unified GCC railway project, which will connect the Sultanate with other GCC countries. After recording a number of infected cases of Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever in animals at some barns in the wilaya of Nizwa, the Director General of Agriculture and Animal Wealth in the Governorate of Dakhiliya commenced implementation of field combating activities to stop the spreading of the disease, which is transmitted to humans through infected animals. Engineer Sultan bin Saif Al-Shaybani, Director General of Agriculture and Animal Wealth in the Governorate, said that it is the second day for dealing with the disease, indicating the situation is under control and there is no new information on any infected cases of humans. The combating teams visited every morning various locations to take physical tests, and they discovered the insect which transmits the disease. Engineer Sultan bin Saif Al-Shaybani added that they monitored the locations in the wilayas of Nizwa, Iski, Hamra, and Manah, where information about suspected cases of the disease emerged. The work teams spray animals with special antibiotics, cleaning barns, and culturalize the farmers. He stated that there is a project to combat inner and external parasites which target 100,000 animals in the wilayas of Dakhiliya to be commenced later. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth confirmed the continuation of efforts to stop the danger of the Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, as more than 25 field teams spread all over the governments of the Sultanate to combat and monitor the disease. The Director General of Health Services in the Governorate of Dhahira organized an open day for spacing between pregnancies campaign. The week included a number of events, namely health awareness programs about spacing between pregnancies and introduced spacing methods, which are available in various health institutions, in addition to the healthy and safe ways which should be followed while using spacing methods. The Higher College of Technology in Muscat organized an activity entitled The Dawn of Women to mark the Sultanate's celebrations of Omani Women's Day. The event showcased a number of activities highlighting the role of women in building up the society. Her Excellency Sheikha Tamima bin Muhammad Al Mahrouqiya, advisor of Her Excellency, the Chairperson of Public Authority for Crafts Industries, presided over the event. A theatrical show was displayed portraying the society's attitude towards some women issues in the labor market. Another work paper was presented on obstacles facing women in the workplace and the family. This activity embodies Omani women's achievement and the positions they reached after being enabled to obtain their social and political rights and attaining positions in shura and state councils, municipal councils, and boards of directors of financial and economic institutions. Small Artworks contest held at the Fine Arts exhibition kicked off, showcasing around 347 various artworks. The contest is organized by the Ministry of Heritage and Culture, represented by the Youth Drawing Center, and is patronized by His Excellency Dr. Isam bin Ali Al-Rawaz, Deputy Chairman of the Public Authority for Crafts and Industries. The exhibition included drawings, photographs, letter formations, sculpture, and media arts, which was crowned a grand prize at the end of the contest. The Youth Drawing Center seeks to upgrade Omani fine arts and diversify its exhibitions and competitions, as well as to encourage artists to go through new experiences. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of scattered rains over the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas. Winds will be southeasterly to easterly light to moderate along the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman, while it will be southeasterly light to moderate over the rest of the Sultanate. Seas will be moderate along the coastal areas of the Governorate of Wasendam with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. Along the rest of the coast, it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. An agreement is signed to generate electricity through wind energy in Harwil in the Governorate of Dhofar. The 11th Gulf Water Conference recommends to ensure drinking water supply in emergency cases and to invest in desalination technologies and water treatment researchers at member countries. And Oman Rail Company meets with officials in the Governorate of Dhahra aiming to introduce the railway project in the Sultanate. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.